A real celebrity stole a medical file.
Spoiler alert. The Dedication from Frasier Season 2, Episode 4 is a fine TV show. However, it is not quite funny. It addresses some extremely serious subjects that do not require a ton of jokes, so that is good. However, as the Paramount Plus series chooses to delve deeper into its characters, viewers may be dissatisfied by the comparatively low level of humor. The reason The Dedication got its title is that on the 1-year anniversary of Adam's death, Eve and Freddy are going to a dedication ceremony for Adam, Eve's boyfriend and Freddy's friend. Amy Sedaris makes a significant guest appearance in this episode as well. It is very much not a typical sitcom episode on an otherwise quite traditional sitcom, but it is emotional and gives the two individuals who need it the most character depth.
Okay, quick. Let's put the file back.
Welcome to Movie Spy. Episode 4 of Frasier Season 2 gets serious. It might seem too serious to some viewers. There's much less humor in The Dedication compared to earlier Frasier episodes. Fans of Cyrano might find this episode dull in comparison to its total chaos. It begs the question of how serious a sitcom can get, particularly one that follows the classic format like this revival. While it is a noteworthy TV episode, and a significant one for Freddy Crane and Eve's characters, it falls short of the program's main goal of making viewers laugh. However, the program would come across as phony, inappropriate, and possibly even hurtful if it reduced the themes of death and mourning to nothing more than enormous punchlines. Therefore, it is hard to criticize writer Matt Kuhn for holding back on the one-liners. The episode's goals are for Eve to move on from Adam's death, and for Frasier to discover additional important information about his son. Though there are a few chuckles when Eve refuses to part with anything and Freddy tries to assist her in going through the final box of Adam's stuff, it is genuinely endearing to watch the two characters' friendship grow. Although Eve is frequently written as just the quirky neighbor, viewers can see why Eve is significant to the plot in this instance. It is also a good idea to investigate Freddy's mental health, even though it is discussed more than done. However, Jack Cutmore Scott and Jess Salguero both nail their emotional notes when it comes to being serious. And there's also another fantastic beat for the renowned Nicholas Lyndhurst. After Frasier decides on an impulse to take Freddy's file from the fire department's district therapist's office, Kelsey Grammer provides the majority of the humor. That implies that he must put it back, and what happens next is as outrageous as any sitcom viewer could hope for. Against the mostly somber tone of the entire episode, Grammer capitalizes on Frasier's crazy outbursts to deliver some hearty laughs. Anders Keith is essentially sidelined in The Dedication. For the second episode in a row, David does not really fit in, although that makes sense considering his lack of involvement in the current events. Episode 4 of Frasier Season 2 does not appropriately fit Amy Sedaris' character. Though she ends up being the least hilarious element of the episode, guest star Amy Sedaris as Dr. Virginia Stathos is supposed to be the other source of humor in Frasier. Sedaris is a comic icon whose May casting was leaked, so it sounds fantastic to see her take on Grammer. Sadly, Sedaris has done far better work on other series, and the show does not make Dr. Stathos nearly as amusing as it believes she is. Her character is overly eager to tease Frasier with meaningless questions about his TV profession, and she spends much of her lines screaming. It is difficult to believe that she is someone that someone would confide in. Though the two shows are very different, the roles of the therapists in Frasier and Fox's Lucifer are similar in that they interact with the main character to give comedic relief. Rachel Harris plays Dr. Linda Martin in the latter series. Due to Harris's ability to be both believable and hilarious, Dr. Linda became a fan favorite. Even considering that this is a sitcom, Dr. Stathos is a character that is overly dramatic. Frasier Season 2, Episode 4, is superior without her on screen because she seems like a loud, undeveloped version of the real Dr. Linda. Thus, The Invitation becomes the perfect example of why the Frasier reboot works better when it concentrates on its core cast rather than its excessive number of guest stars. A lot of attention has been paid to the numerous well-known figures that joined the program in Season 2, but the focus of the show must remain on Frasier and his family. Alan Cornwall, played by Lyndhurst, makes an amusing attempt to assist Frasier in rearranging the file while making a mess in Dr. Stathos' office. But his best moment comes when he gives Frasier wise counsel in Season 2, Episode 3, All About Eve. Although grammar aims for big laughs, the moment where Frasier approaches Freddy and clumsily says that he is there if his son ever wants to talk to him is the one that sticks in our memories. The Dedication is a charming, touching episode that can even cause some viewers to cry a little bit. It emphasizes the significance of the friendships between Frasier and Alan and Freddy and Eve for each of those characters, if nothing else. Additionally, it gives Eve more nuance, and Kuhn and the Frasier writers ought to get some flowers for putting development ahead of humor in an episode whose primary goal is to be humorous. This sitcom episode has more levels than the typical one. Although it is not very funny, viewers will probably enjoy it more in hindsight because it sets up Freddy and Eve's characters to develop further for the remainder of Season 2. It also gets to the heart of the revival, which is Frasier's connection with Freddy and why it matters to both him and the audience. It demonstrates why Frasier has become someone entirely different due to the interplay between him and Freddy. Under the insecure, file-stealing facade of Frasier Crane, there is a man who just wants to be there for his kid and finds it difficult to believe that the young man is capable of taking care of himself. Even if The Dedication lacks many memorable quips or belly laughs, viewers who have fallen in love with these characters should still watch it. Thanks for watching.